honored if you would join us.
In the furnace, this is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your courage. Let's go. Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom. Read some books, something written, watch the best, teach a system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at. All
It's Captain Multiverse. Welcome back to another video. Sorry I'm late with this video because we're recording this at around 5:53, so almost 6 o'clock. And when we're recording this, I have now finally caught up on Peacemaker episode 5. I didn't do it yesterday because I had some other things to deal with. I was tired, fatigued. But rest assured, I'm here to get videos made and to show you guys really good stuff that we're working on. And I can't wait to give you my take on my favorite TV shows before heading back to work tomorrow. So, Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 5 aired, and here's what I thought about it. So, first warning, there will be spoilers in this review. So Peacemaker Episode 5 kicked off where the last one left off. We start this episode with a flashback of Hardcore 3 years prior at Rick Flag Jr.'s funeral. And you get to see her and Rick Flag Sr. talk about Flag and, set up this revenge plot, this vendetta that sets everything up, which I think is really cool. And I really like where they went with it. I think it was really well done. I think it really served the narrative and really, really brought things to a whole different level. And I'm here for it. I think it's really, really great. And I'm a huge fan of how it was handled, how it was executed. I think they did a great job here. So I'm a big fan of how that was handled. And then we kick into Peacemaker meeting up with Hardcore from last episode. And basically what happens is, they have a heart-to-heart, and she tried to warn him. He doesn't listen. And then they're ambushed by Argus, or he's ambushed by Argus, and he feels betrayed by her. And so then he has to defend against all his Argus agents. He has an exchange against Flurry, and Peacemaker calls Flurry, or Chris calls Flurry Shaft, and he takes it as a compliment. Love what they're doing with Flurry's character this season. He's a great new character. Love what they're doing this. We also get more of Michael Rooker in this episode, and Michael Rooker, Mr. Saint Wild, is kind of trying to set a trap for Eagly, and bait him and set things up because he believes Eagly is the prime eagle, and his trap totally backfires. But we'll get more into that later in the episode. So then, this big showdown go down. The Argus agents can take down. Can take down Peacemaker, but we find out that we find out that one of Flag's agents, the female agent, I can't remember her name, Bardos. We find out that Miss Bardos is a cyborg, and she has a kill shot on Chris. And Chris doesn't have his helmet, so he could easily die in this situation. But Hardcore tackles Peacemaker and puts him in a headlock, and basically puts him to sleep so that he'll tap out. And then they capture him and bring him back to Argus. Rick Flag Sr. has this amazing scene with him, and Rick Flag's beating the shit out of Peacemaker. And then you see every time that he's trying to beat the crap out of him, because he's got this anger, this remorse, you get Chris really trying to appeal to his human nature. And speaking of Chris, John Cena's acting in this episode is utterly incredible. And I couldn't believe how well done it was. I couldn't believe how amazing it was. It was super well handled, and I loved every minute of it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. and I couldn't be prouder. I thought it was just incredible. And every scene he's in, he just feels that we get this good banter with Adebayo and Adrian, where Adebayo gets so excited about someone wanting to try out for her ad that she had in the newspaper, but Adrian explains to her that it might be prostitution. So love their banter. We don't get to see that enough. In general, the end credits scene bouncing back and forth on the joke in the car between all three of them when they went and got Chris from Argus, because John Economos once again screwed the pooch again and went and put Chris in the system so they would be forced to let him go, and then they could go and collect him. But after the heart-to-heart with Hardcore, and it didn't go well, basically Chris decides he's going to go back to the other universe, and so they have a nice little heart-to-heart, and then they find his device as well as the as well as a note from Chris. But before we get to that, we got to talk about, so Saint Wild tries to take on Eagly, thinks he kills Eagly with this big gun, and basically what happens is Eagly is revealed to be the Prime Eagle, and that Eagly has powers. And so Eagly calls upon all the animals, Wild Kratts style, if you remember that when you were a kid, summons all the animals to literally go and beat the shit and murder. Say, well, to rip Michael Rooker again. Michael Rooker is going to be the Sean Ben of James Gunn's universes, because he just keeps getting killed. But I think that eventually James Gunn will bring back Michael Rooker as a different character eventually, because, you know, he loves Michael Rooker. Lots more characters for him to play. I think they did a great job with them here. Loved what they did. Great to see him in this show. It was short-lived, only about 3 episodes, but it was incredibly effective and incredibly well utilized. I loved it to death. Thought it was amazing. There was 2 action scenes that stand out in this episode. Really good acting by John Cena and the whole cast. It was a really good episode. It ended on a cliffhanger. Now we are in the end game, guys, because the next 3 episodes, none of the press have seen. We have no idea what's coming other than the trailers. We're going to get Vigilante in the suit, which I can't wait for. Chris is in the alternate dimension. We're going to the alternate dimension in the next episode. Hardcore makes a claim that the team's going to actually pony up and go to the other dimension. Also, when we see Chris go to the other dimension, we get to see him and his dad on that Earth and his brother all take down a kaiju. Multiple Superman links in this episode. So you have the one link of fighting the kaiju, just like in Superman. We get Rick Flag Sr. mentioning what Lex Luthor did. And then also, we get the last big link to all of it, which is that I think that Bordeaux being a cyborg means that Bordeaux probably was made by similar technology as the engineer from Lex Luthor. But we'll have to dive into that in a later video. Let me know your thoughts, guys, on Bordeaux. What did you think about her in this episode? Do you like her being a cyborg? Also, there's an interesting kind of love relationship bonding between her and Flag Sr. So this guy's fucking princesses, and now he's going for cyborgs. This is going to be interesting. Him and his son certainly have some weird taste. But very interesting here. Very good episode. I got to give this one another 9.5 out of 10. One of my favorite episodes of the season so far. Cena's acting rules this for me. The stuff with Eagly rules it. Economist rules it in here. Flurry. Everyone does outstanding. Some of the stuff with Judo Master in here is pretty good too. Can't wait to see. And the fact that Judo Master follows Peacemaker into the new world, that's going to be interesting. And now in the new world, not only did they defeat the kaiju, but Peacemaker finally gets to be with Hardcore. He gets his dream life. Like he says, it's the perfect dimension. But he's about to find out it's not so perfect. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 5? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, I'll catch you in the next video. Captain Multiverse, signing off.